Hello, Matthews Gatos here. In this video, we're going to look at the surface area of a cone. So another 3D shape that comes to a point. So similar to the pyramid that came to a point, we always want to use the slant height for the surface area. So just remember S goes with S. Now we're talking about cones this time. Cones have a curved surface in the middle. That's the lateral area, and they have a circular base coming to a point on the other side. Let's look at the parts. So I can see here is my circular base, and then the lateral face is that wrapped around piece. So looking at the cone, I have an apex or vertex at the top, which meets the center of the base. If I connect those two dots, I have the vertical height, and remember, V goes with volume. We use that one for the volume. Now, the slant height is from the apex to any point on the circle, so on the circumference, the outside of the circle. And that is your slant height, and of course, since it starts with an S, I remember that I use that for surface area. So when we're using surface area, we want to focus on the slant height, not the vertical height. So there might be some situations where we have to use Pythagorean theorem, just like we did with pyramids. So let's look at the formula. To find the surface area of a cone, we need to find the area of the curved piece, which is the lateral face, and the base, which is a circle. So area of a circle we already know is pi r squared, but the area of this curved middle section has a formula pi r s, s standing for the slant height. So put those together and we have our formula for surface area of a cone, pi r squared plus pi r s. This will be on the formula sheet, so you don't need to memorize it. So let's try a question. Since I have the formula, it's just a simple matter of substituting the values in. So pi is just a number. I just have to make sure that I have the radius and I have the slant height. So looking at my cone, I can see all the way across from one side to the other is 4. And that is not the radius, that is the diameter. But I know the diameter divided by 2 gives me the radius. So I know the radius is 2. So I have the radius, and now I need to make sure I have the slant height, which I do. My slant height is equal to 10. So now it's just a matter of putting it into the formula. So I have pi r squared. I'm going to use brackets every time I put a value in. Anytime I make a substitution, I use brackets. Plus pi r s. So see how I've substituted the radius for 2 and the slant height for 10. So now what I want to do is I want to put that into my calculator, and I'm actually going to show you how you can put this into your calculator in just one keystroke. So let me pull up my calculator. There it is. And we're going to enter in our equations. So pi, it's right above this little kind of triangle, the exponent key. So second, and then I hit the key above the division. There's my pi. My brackets are above number 8. And then I put in the 2, close my bracket. My exponent key for squared is right over here. Okay, so that's pi r squared plus, and then I'm going to do pi, so again, second, and then the power key, multiplied in brackets by 2, multiplied in brackets by 10. So press enter, and that gives me what my surface area is. So let's go back over here, and I want to round that to the nearest tenth. So I'm going to say that the surface area is equal to 75 point, I had 39, so I'm going to say 0.4 centimeters squared. That would be the surface area of the cone. Now looking at that picture, is that the surface area of a cone, or is that the surface area of a gnome hat? I don't know. Either way though, I know it's 75.4. Let's look at another example. So in this example, I'm going to do the same process. I'm going to look, do I have every piece of information? So starting with R. Do I have R? Yes, I do. R is equal to 2. Then I look at S. Do I have S for the slant height? No, I don't. I have the vertical height. So this is an example of where I need to use Pythagorean theorem to solve for the hypotenuse. So start with my Pythagorean theorem, a squared plus b squared equals c squared. So I always call a my horizontal, b my vertical. Honestly, it doesn't matter which one, as long as you remember the hypotenuse, that's the slant height. So 2 squared plus 7 squared equals 2c squared. I'm going to show you guys how to do this on your calculator as well, just so that we're all familiar with that. So 2 squared plus 7 squared. Let's go back into our calculator. Let's clear that out. And I'm going to go 2 and then squared plus 7 and then squared, and I get equals 53. Now that's what c squared is, not c. So I need to square root it, or I need to Vans it. So I square root second exponent button, and I want to square root the answer I just got. Now look, the answer is right above your negative key, so second negative, and we are Vansing it. Do you see how that's the clothing symbol right there? They actually stole it from the TI graphing calculator. That's what I think. Okay, equals, there we go, 7 point, we'll call it 3. So now I know that my height is 7.3. So C is equal to 7.3. That's my slant height, okay? Now I'm good to go. So look at my formula. Surface area equals pi times radius in brackets squared plus pi times radius in brackets squared times by the slant height, which I just found. So I'm going to put that into my calculator just like I showed you the last time, all in one keystroke. So I'm going to do pi bracket 2 squared, all in brackets, of course, plus pi, and then bracket 2, bracket 7.3, and I get a surface area altogether of 58.4. Please don't forget your units, square feet. So that is surface area of a cone, and I think that you guys are all experts at that, and you can join the math conference. Math conference. Get it? Great joke. Okay, I hope this video helped, and I look forward to seeing you for the next one.